Hello, my name is Del, and I'd like to welcome you to another Frontier Precision Tech Talk. In today's session, we'll be demonstrating and discussing the use of distance bearing and distance-distance offset methods with Trimble's TerraSync software on the Geo 7X handheld. Before collecting laser offsets, we'll want to perform a careful calibration of the laser and the related sensors. The complete flight wave calibration instructions are available on the Frontier Precision Support site under the Geo 7 page. If you haven't been there before, the site can be found at www.fpimapping.com. To create an offset to a point feature within TerraSync, we create a new project file and, with a point feature open, we then select the Options drop-down, and from the list of different types of offsets, we will choose distance and bearing. Once we have the TerraSync offset screen open, we can then go in to access the Rangefinder Manager by tapping the Start button and the Rangefinder icon. When the Rangefinder program is running, we'll tap the button in the upper right corner of the screen and choose the first position offset option from the available functions, which will take the appropriate measurement readings and feed those into TerraSync offset fields. Carefully aim the laser at the target, press the laser button to record the measurements. If you don't like the readings, you can back it out and reshoot, or tap the check mark in the lower right corner to accept the reading, which will kick you back to TerraSync, where the measurements will show up in the corresponding offset fields. Tap the Done button to store the offset measurements, and when the rest of your attributing and positional information is complete, tap the Done button again to store the feature and move on to the next one. Distance and bearing offsets used in conjunction with a sub-meter GPS GNSS system often provide acceptable results. For better accuracy with offsets, we can use a distance-distance method. Again, in TerraSync, we'll open a project file, create a point feature, we'll go up to our Options drop-down menu. Again, we'll select Offset from the drop-down list, and then we will choose the distance-distance offset method. Once we have the offset screen up, we will simply follow the instructions. So we want to position ourselves at a place from which we can see our feature and press the Log button for positional information for this feature. When we have adequate positions, we can hit the Next button again. This will take us to the next step, where we will be asked to input the offset information to our feature. To use the laser, we'll press the Start button again, and then we'll choose the Rangefinder icon to activate the Rangefinder program. From within the Rangefinder program, we will aim to our feature, put the crosshairs right on that as carefully as we can. We'll press the laser button to measure the distance information. And if we have results that we find acceptable, we can then press the check box, tap the check box to accept that measurement. Once we have the information populated in TerraSync, we can press the Next button. The instructions then tell us that we want to move to the second reference position. Once there, we can hit the Resume button. That will start logging positions, as you'll note in the upper right corner of the screen. When we have sufficient positions, we can then press the Pause or the Next button, and then we'll be prompted for our second distance measurement. So we'll press the Start button, open up the Rangefinder program again, From our second location, we'll now shoot back to our target, accept the measurement, now that we have both distance measurements, we can press the Next button, and we'll be prompted to input the location of our feature relative to our direction of travel from our first reference point to our second reference point. Once we've entered that, and all of our information is in our offset, we can tap the Done button, and with all of our positional information and our attribute data for the feature, we can press Done and move on to our next feature. So in review, we've covered distance and bearing offsets and distance-distance offsets for the Geo 7X using Trimble's TerraSync Feild software. For additional information, please visit us at www.fpimapping.com. That concludes our Frontier Precision Tech Talk on laser offsets with Trimble's TerraSync software and the Geo 7X. Hopefully you have found this beneficial and will join us again next time.